So now that we have created most of our wireframe, or most of the things that I've decided to use in our wireframe, I'm just going to add a contact form here at the bottom, so that people can actually contact us. So let's go back to the home page there and go back to edit, and I will just add another standard section, and it can be full width. I'm totally fine with that, like not full width as in the entire width of the screen, but because full width, whatever. So full width is different than the standard section, because full width will always go from the outermost part of the screen to the other one. These normal sections, they have a breaking point, and this breaking point is, you can decide where the breaking point actually is in the customizer. So if we open, I'm just showing you real quick, or not so quick considering that it's slow as, I almost would have said slow as fuck, but they're definitely not here. So as you can see, the website content width, that's what I'm talking about. That's different to the mobile breaking points, but in general, that's the width of the content. So you can make it bigger, but in general, that's how the content would show, as long as it fits on the page. Yeah, so we're not changing anything here, but going back to our section here, and you can insert another module. And the awesome thing with Divi, as I already mentioned, is it has a lot of stuff where you usually need plugins for. So when you're using a different theme, even sometimes paid themes, they don't come with something integrated that can send you where you can create contact forms, but Divi has that. So you can choose the contact form of Divi, and it will show you, it will give you the first version of a contact form, which is basically a name, an email address, and the message box, and also a spam capture thing. So I think I'm kind of okay with that. You can send us a carrier pigeon. Is that how you write it? That's the title of the form. And geek out now. There we were going to add the email address, geekherring@gmail.com, where you want it to go. As you can see, there's a just using Mandrill or SendGrid or something of the like. So here's the success message where you can say thanks. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for sending us a massage. How cool would that be? We will get back to you as soon as possible. And that's where the email will go to once someone sends the contact form, and you can change the message pattern. So you can see it basically describes everything here. You can leave it blank so you can get the default messages, but you could also start and add things like a field ID is name. Is it though? Hang on. Let's look into that. Field ID is name. Yeah, you can see it here. Field ID is name. So that's how you can basically set up or design the email that you're going to receive. So it's, does it say message? Yeah, message. Yeah, I would just sometimes, because I'm not entirely sure if that's actually the field ID. Yes, it is. Okay. So, okay, that's a field ID. Good to know. Then you can just use whatever is written at the top here. And you can say this email is from their email address is whatever, and then say message, and that's the email that you get. If you don't want to, or it depends on how much you have here, but you can leave it blank also so that it's default, but in basically that's how it goes. You can display the capture or not. I would. And you can set up a redirect, so you can basically send them to a thank you page if you want to, but we're not going to do that now. As you can already see, there is sometimes a bit of an issue with these buttons for whatever reason, because it's a link and it has now the color of the link. So the text is, yeah, whatever. It's a bit complicated, so you will have to make sure that you change the colors for this. So for that, we were going to search for button here, and you need to use the custom styles for the button, and just make sure that the text color is white. So you will sometimes come across some different setting issues. So because depending on how it is coded, it could be that that's not just a button but also a link. So it will merge the formats and the stylings for what you usually use for a button, which would be the red background, but also at the same time, this is a link. So it will use the style sheets for the link. That's why it was red at the beginning. So you just have to make sure that it's basically visible. Yeah. So now that this works, I would, for now, you can change the button icon. I am going to leave it as it is because everything else is fine. It was just really that the link wasn't properly visible. So we're going to save that now. And I'm going to update it and have a look at the page. But what I want to do, which I already know, is not leave this on a white background, because we had something dark. Then there are the posts, then is what we're doing, then is the pretty faces, or Amanda's pretty face, and now is the contact form, and I want to divide it visually again. So I'm going to unsplash and find us another geeky picture that we can use. Geek. So I really love those small Lego Star Wars things. I mean, aren't they the cute as fuck? Ready Player One. What could we use here? What could we use? I want a darker one again, even though I'm probably going to make it darker. Oh, that one with Leia is kind of nice. So let's use that one. Opening it again in Photoshop. And adding a layer of darkness. A layer of darkness. Sorry, got a bit overexcited. Yeah. And I'm going to make this as I please again. So it's going to be a bit, Jesus. Going to make this just a bit bigger. Yeah. Save for web again. Make sure that it's not that big, and these things don't necessarily need to be PNG just because PNGs are bigger, and there's nothing transparent on that, so it would do with a JPEG. And as you can see, JPEG, yeah, that's how I call it. And you can see that the size is immediately way smaller, and I will make it at least, yeah, size of saving it to desktop right now. Leia, will I get burned alive when I spelled her name wrong? I think I would. Where are we? Oh. Eh? Okay. Apparently I've opened that page before already. Oh, there we are. I don't know why I did that, but we're going to add the background now. And this time I will also show you what I planned with the pixel graphics before. Updating this. Reloading. To see how I fancy that. Yeah. I mean, you can see her slightly. What we can do, I think I like that, is we can design the form fields. Where are we? Form field text. Form field text color. Where are we? Background color. Form field background color. So okay, we had the white one, right? But you can get down a bit with the transparency so that it still makes sense for it to be visible, but you can see the background picture more. Maybe that's a bit just a tad too much. Something around 70. Yeah, I think that's fine. So you can still see it right in it, but you can also see the background picture a bit more. I like that. We could eventually do some shadowy things. Field text shadow color. Is that just a copy then? Yeah, that's just a text. That's nothing I would totally fancy, but maybe, yeah, text. No, title text, form field text. I don't want the text to be a shadow. I'm thinking of the fields to be have a shadow. Button, box, spacing, border, box shadow. I think that will potentially put a shadow around the entire square thing. No, it doesn't. I think not. Let's change the color to, let's make it red. Maybe it looks fancy in red. Does it? I'm not sure. Maybe white. Well, gives it a bit of a glowing feeling. Let's use that glowing feeling. And we can update this. So basically, yeah, that's okay. What I'm going to do now is just what I wanted to do in a previous video. I will change that icon to the pixel graphics that we had, and for that I've already opened the ones that I've already created. So what I would technically do here is first of all, since there are going to be three different columns with three different things, the icons should basically be when they're in the same size, then they will take up the same amount of space, and otherwise, if probably the picture is small, like the icon is not as high as the one on the left hand side, then these, if there are three in a row, the three titles, for example, wouldn't be aligned. And we don't want that. We want it to be in line. We want these titles to be in line, and we want the text to be in line, so they should basically be in line too. And to make sure that this is something that is going to happen, I'm going to create a square document, which could be really tiny because it's not going to be big, but 200 pixels is maybe a bit more. Whatever. So let's make 300 pixels as square. And now I'm going to get the graphics that I want, which means I'm going to grab this heart, copy it here. I don't really need the shadow here, just because the other ones probably don't have one. This would have one, but the ladies here wouldn't have one. I'm kind of sad that this smoking thing, we're not smoking because I find that so hilarious. Oh, anyway, what is she even talking about? Nobody knows, people. Nobody really ever knows. Okay, so that's going, so the square is 300 pixels wide and high. So I'm going to put that one in the middle. When I export it, this I will export as a PNG because I want this to be transparent and not white. So the heart is fine. Then we said we're going to use that shield here because why not? Let me put that in a separate layer here. That's again, in this case, it's higher. I would maybe not. If you compare these two with each other, and it's way bigger. So sometimes you have to just look at the visual balance, because just because you have a graphic that is 300 pixels wide doesn't potentially mean that you need to make it as such, because it will still look way smaller because it's there is less stuff around here. Like there is not enough, not the entire area is full with color, whereas there is a lot more color here, or it seems as if that's the case. So sometimes you just have to make a visual balance of what you're trying to do. So we're on the pretty dark background here, so I would think to change the color maybe to the orange that we have, or at least a version of that orange. So since I'm not entirely sure about my colors right now, I'm going to inspect it again and sneak the color out of there, because sometimes I'm quicker with that than with my stupid extension here. Okay. Okay. Which one was that now? Okay, the brighter one. So what we're going to do first is select all the same color of the area and then make it orange, and then we select all the color, all the same color here, and make it orange also. But I will try to see if it makes sense to multiply this. Yes. So for example, there you see there is something overlapping, which I can get rid of. Yeah, same thing here. So what multiply does is basically, I never know. Seriously, Illustrator is not awesome when it comes to being in line with all the shortcuts that Adobe is using. We're gonna Okay. Will that be too orange? Maybe I'm not making it orange. Maybe we go with yellow. And for that, I just sneakily go over here, copy this in there. And I'm totes gonna steal that color. Well. Do. Group that thing. Yeah. I hear you in the back. And now multiply that again. Oh, maybe not like this. Yeah. Bam. Get rid of this. Could be a coin now. Whatever. And we make another layer. Hide this one for now. Well, we get the 2 pixel ladies in there. So we're gonna grab the one with the fancy hair. And the one... I really like the one with the rainbow colored hair. Okay. So since Amanda has way better hair than I do, we're going to... Obviously, I will make them look a bit more like us. Which means Amanda has a curlier hair than I do. So she's getting darker hair right here. I could just go in and kind of grab her hair color, could I? Well, oops. A bit lighter maybe. And that's the color. I will use the same color for now, but I will go back in there and make it just a tad darker. So that there is the shadow of the hair. I want my hair to be shorter. It looks as if there was something like this. Like, it looks as if there were squares, as if they used squares and then melted it all together. But basically that's not there anymore. But I'm going to get rid of some of these because my hair is not that long, people. I'm going to add the new one here. That's my concentrated face. Sometimes even I lack the words. Yes, I would be surprised too if I were you. Okay, get rid of. Pew, pew. That's basically an outside color. But I have no idea what I meant when I said outside color. But that happens, people. That happens. It looks like I have an issue here. Like with my hair, I have an issue. That I can delete. That, then. One here. I'm sometimes missing the mark here. So that's something that I did for a very long time. Create proper vector files. I see some people laughing right now. I'm not happy with that one here. Okay. Getting rid of some stuff. Look how short my hair already is. I think that's a good thing. Whoop whoop. So going back to coloring the hair. I don't even know what my hair looks like. Well, kind of the same, but not really. It's more mousy gray, isn't it? Is that my hair? How are you supposed to tell me if that's my hair? Okay, using that same thing again, bit darker for the shadows. Obviously, I'm not really ever going to wear a red top. Oh, that's a shadow. So we're going to go green with that one. Just, I mean, branding, right? And Amanda, I would guess, is going to wear some purple. Because the cow is purple. I know I could basically use the branding colors here, but yeah. Come on. We can do it like this. Random guessing. I will use the same here. I wish I had these kind of hips. I know that their second brand, the cow's second branding color is some sort of orangey thing. Wow. I'm impressed how little brand consistency I show right now. I don't really like that green. Nothing I would really wear. Black pants. Black pants and the green shirt. Yeah. And red socks. I think that goes. So are we at the same level approximately? Yes. So now when you, I'm going to put it in the center again. And then I'm going to check if that makes sense when it is smaller. If the three of them, well, that's probably going to, can go a bit bigger here. Yeah. Basically, I will make us a bit bigger. Like, no, not like that. Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to export the three files that I like, the three files that I created, and I want to export the entire artboard. Not sure if that's really the name. I'm going to save that, and that's, it's going to be called Amanda Moni. Then I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I wanted to write something here with my, I wanted to write something on top of here, I recall. 8 bits. 8. Did I not import something like this? What's the font called? Bit. Downloads. Meow meow. 8-bit wonder and madness. Yeah, why? Oh, because I think I might have just uploaded them to Canva. Okay, so import the 8-bit madness. Apparently it's not there. Yes. Wasn't there. So now I'm what? Use the 8-bit font. 8-bit madness. Not sure if I'm 100% convinced about this. That would be way too small. So we're probably keeping it like that. Now exporting that PNG with the entire artboard. What? And then get to the Y. Y. Now we're going back to excuse me. To my blurb that I created here, and then instead of an icon we're using an image, and we're going to upload the 3 images that I just created, and then I don't remember what was the actual order of this, but what, I could have just made a big question mark instead of that. Whatever. Excuse me. And then change that to this, updated. So now that's very big. We don't necessarily want it to be that big, but as you can see, at least those are all in line because the images are all in the same height. Those are in line and they have kind of the same impression. They give you the same impression. Now that I don't want them that big, I just go to the design tab and going to search for where I can make it smaller. And if I image width 100%, I can also add like write in pixels, so I can say 100 pixels if I want that. Look at it in a preview and then nothing happens because pixels. It does. It was just was almost 100 pixels. So let's use 90 pixels and see if it makes a difference. Oh, the good thing that you can try and do in the visual builder. So that's the size that I would like. So I know that 90 pixels is the thing. That was Yoshi, I'm sorry. He's yawning and he's making a lot of noises recently when he's yawning and general stuff. We've been at the hairdresser, like at the pet groomer, and now my weirdo's father says he looks like a pig. Okay, so basically that's something that you can do in the visual builder that you cannot do in the module. Where I'm at is you can copy the module styles and then you can paste the module styles, which is pretty neat. When you want to, you know what I mean. Hop, 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 hop. He's not coming. Hop. Yes, here he is. When you want to do something a bit quicker instead of typing it in. Please directly to microphone, Yoshi. Please do that in the microphone. Thanks very much. So what I wanted to say is if you want to copy styles from something that you've used more often and you don't want to go into every module and change it manually, you can also do that in the visual builder. And then copy the styles. Ow! What the did you see that? He just... Yeah, smell your butt. So basically, that's how I would change it for our thing. And the only thing I have to do now, I'm probably going to delete that word here or make a big question mark on it because that's weird. I wasn't happy in the beginning. So basically what I'm going to do now, so what you saw me do here is create one page, and I will just go through it again and clean everything up, basically, and then make sure we can put it live soon. So stay tuned if you want to reach out to us, and don't forget to listen to our Geek Herring episode out every Friday. Thanks.